Donald and Douglas. This is a story about the twin Scottish engines, Donald and Douglas. They both came to work at my station, but I only needed one of them. The question was, which one should I keep? Sir Topham Hatt's railway was busier than ever. All the engines were working very hard indeed. We don't know where we're coming or going, grumbled Henry. I know you who are working very hard, said Sir Topham Hatt, so I've agreed for a new engine to come for our goods work from Scotland tomorrow. But the next day, Sir Topham Hatt got a surprise. Not one, but two engines from Scotland arrived from Scotland. They were twins, called Donald and Douglas, and they had lost their numbers. No one could tell them apart. No one knew which of them was supposed to stay. One of you is going to have to go back to Scotland, said Sir Topham Hatt. I will pay numbers on you for now, but I will decide which is the better engine and send the other one home. So the engines were given new numbers. Donald was number 9, and Douglas was number 10. Donald and Douglas felt miserable. Neither one of them wanted to stay without the other. Well, just have to behave. So we'll behave. Then he'll have to keep us both, said Douglas. Aye, said Donald. He won't be able to choose between us. The twins enjoyed working on Sir Topham Hatt's railway. They were good at keeping the trucks in order, and soon they made friends with the other engines. Every day, Gordon's express train steams in with a special coach for passengers traveling on Thomas's branch line. Duck has to remember to shunt the special coach for Thomas to pick up. Douglas said to Duck, "Why don't I move with the special coach tomorrow?" "That would be very kind of you, Douglas," said Duck gratefully. The next day, when Gordon arrived with the special coach, Douglas was busy worrying about being sent back to Scotland. And he couldn't be able to go back home. "I couldn't be able to go back home," said Douglas to himself. As he worried, he forgot how to take the special coach to Thomas and put it in a siding and went to join Donald. When Thomas came along, he couldn't find his coach. A group of angry passengers complained to Sir Topham Hatt. Sir Topham Hatt went to find Douglas. "I am very annoyed, Douglas," he said. "It looks like as to you may be going back to Scotland." The next day, Douglas was extra careful, and he didn't do anything wrong. But Donald was unlucky. He backed into a siding where the rails were slippery. Poor Donald couldn't stop. He crashed through the buffers into a signal box, leaving the signalman sitting on the coal in the tender. "You clumsy great engine!" cried the signalman. "You've jammed my points!" The fat controller was very annoyed. "I am disappointed, Donald," he said. "I was going to send Douglas back and keep you, but now I'm not sure." Donald felt very sorry. That night, snow came to the island, and it covered all the tracks. Most engines hate snow, but Donald and Douglas loved it. They knew just what to do. They pumped busily backwards and forwards, patrolling the line. They even rescued other engines who got stuck in the snowdrifts. All the engines liked Donald and Douglas. Everyone was sad that one of them was going to be sent away. They were wonderful in the snow, said Henry. What that we need is a deputation, said Edward. What's desperation? Asked Henry. A deputation is when an engine tells Sir Topham Hatt something's wrong and asks him to put it right, replied Edward. I propose, said Gordon, and quickly, that Percy be our disputation. So it was Percy's job to speak to Sir Topham Hatt. He wished it wasn't. Please, sir. They made me a deputation, said Percy, to speak to you, sir. Do you mean a deputation? Asked Sir Topham Hatt. Yes, sir. It's Donald and Douglas. Yes. Sir, please don't send them away. They're very nice engines, sir. Sir Topham Hatt smiled. The next day, Sir Topham Hatt went to see Donald and Douglas. I hear that you've been doing a very good work in the snow. What color paint would you like? Donald, the twin engines stared at him. Blue, please, sir, they said in surprise. Do you mean we're both staying, sir? Asked Donald. It certainly does, said Sir Topham Hatt, but the rest of his speech was drowned by a delighted chorus of cheers and whistles.